she stays quiet, we can keep her in here. She's so cute. Okay, we'll keep going. She scared me. Okay. So I went on Goodreads and I found some of the books that I wanted to read that I was anticipating. This cat, you guys, if she... okay. The first one. Hi, puppy bear. Hi. She's so cute. Featuring some cat purring, I guess. The first book that I want to read that's a new release is The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. Anna Green thought she was marrying Liam West Weston for access to subsidized family housing while at UCLA. She also thought that she'd signed divorce papers when the graduation caps were tossed, and they both went their merry ways. 3 years later, Anna is a starving artist living paycheck to paycheck while West is a Stanford professor. He may be the one of 4 heirs to the Western Foods conglomerate, but he has little interest in working for the Heartless Corporation. His family built from the ground up. He is interested, however, in his $100 million inheritance. There's just one catch. Due to an acquainted a clause in his grandfather's will, Liam won't see a penny until he's happily married for 5 years. Just when Liam thinks he's in the home stretch, pressure mounts from his family to see this mysterious spouse, and he has no choice but to turn to the one person he's afraid to introduce to his 1%er parents, his unpolished, not-so-ex-wife. But in the presence of his family, Liam's fears quickly shift from whether the feisty, foul-mouthed, paint-splattered Anna can play the part, to whether the toxic world of wealth will corrupt someone as pure of heart, as surprisingly grounded as his loyal wife. Liam will have to ask himself if the price tag on his flimsy cover story is worth losing true love that's sprouted from a lie. It's like, that just sounds good, and it kind of seems like, I think this one comes out yesterday. It came out yesterday, so maybe I'll go pick it up today. But it sounds really fun, and yeah, I like a little fake dating. That's always a little, ooh, you know what I mean. Okay, so the next book that I want to read that's a new release is Funny Story by Emily Henry, and that's no surprise to anybody. I know what this one's about, so I'll just tell you. It's about two people who are in relationships, right? Girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend. Well, fiance, I think, and girlfriend, boyfriend. The one girl's fiance breaks up with her and starts getting with this guy's girlfriend, but they break up because of that too. So now these two people, their exes, are dating each other, if you're following. So now there's like, so these two are single and the people they were seeing are now together. So it's like they have to share like they're like roommates or something. I don't really know what the specifics are, but they end up like, getting together because they're like, oh, okay, I guess. So basically it's a partner swap, but not in a swinger way, like in like just like, a silly, like, oh, I guess we were with the wrong person the whole time. So, and I also just love Emily Henry, so everything she buys, she writes, it's an automatic buy for me. So yes, there's so much cat hair flying around this room. I don't know if you guys can see it. Now she's asleep on the ground. But that was Juno, that was my cat. Okay. The next book that I want to read is Just for the Summer by Abby. I'm also reading off my iPad. Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I don't know why it's not on my TBR on Goodreads, but it's on my TBR in my life. And I know what this one's about too. So this is about a man posts on a Reddit sub, and it's like, everybody that I date breaks up with me and then gets married. And she's like, oh my god, me too. And they're like, we should break the curse by dating each other. So they do. And yeah, I think, so she's a travel nurse, and he has to take care of his siblings, I think, so it's kind of like a found family thing. And they fall in love, I guess. There's more than that, but that's like the majority of that one. So that sounds good. I've never read an Abby Jimenez book before, and people love her, so I'm excited. The next book is The Ministry of Time by Kaylee Bradley. Let me read what this one's about. In the near future, FaceTime. She is tasked with working as a bridge, living with, assisting, and monitoring the expat known as 1847 or Commander Graham Gore. As far as history is concerned, Commander Gore died on Sir John Franklin's doomed 1845 expedition to the Arctic. So he's a little bit disoriented to be living with an unmarried woman who regularly shows her calves. Why did I just read that as calves? Anyway, I can't find where I was. Calves. There we go. Surrounded by outlandish concepts such as a washing machine, Spotify, and the collapse of the British Empire, but he adjusts quickly. He is, after all, an explorer by trade. Soon, what the bridge initially thought would be, at best, a seriously uncomfortable housemate dynamic evolves into something much more. Over the course of an unprecedented year, Gore and the bridge fall haphazardly, fervently in love, with consequences they never could have imagined. Supported by a chaotic and charming cast of characters, including a 17th century cinephile who can't get enough of Tinder, a painfully shy World War I captain, and a former spy with an ever-changing series of cosmetic surgery alterations. That's funny. And a belligerent attitude to HR, the bridge will be forced to confront the past that shaped their choices, and the choices that will shape the future. An exquisitely original and feverishly fun fusion of genres and ideas. The Ministry of Time asks the universal, what happens if you put a disaffected millennial and a Victorian polar explorer in a house together? It just sounds so fun. Like, I'm into that. And I saw Haley Pham read that book, and she really liked it. She said it dealt with grief and all those things, and yes, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that one's been on my radar for a minute, but I'm glad it's finally out. The cover has always kind of drawn me in. You know me, always judging a book by its cover. So, okay. The next book that we have is Home is Where the Bodies Are by Geneva Rose, and this cover is so cool. I got to hold it in my hands. I went to Meyer and it was sitting there, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize that was out yet. It came out April 30th. But it looks so cool, and I can say what this one's about. It's about, I think, these children, their mother passes away, so they come to the house to clear out everything, and they're going through old videotapes, I think VHSs, and they put one in, and it shows their mom and their dad talking about a murder, like hiding a body. So yes, and it's like their dad's covered in blood, and they're like, what the hell is going on in this video? So then I think from there they try to figure out what happened and who was dead and how it happened and all this. Sorry, my stomach. And how all this stuff happened. So I think that's pretty interesting, because imagine that happening to you. Imagine your parents just being murderers. Don't want to. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, we have Ruth Ware's One Perfect Couple. I've never read a Ruth Ware book, but people are always like, Ruth Ware. So, hey, I gotta start somewhere. This book came out, it comes out May 21st. So we got a week or so. My cat's leaving the room. She's exiting the function. Okay, I just love, like, deserted island and, like, deserted things stuff. So, anyway. Lila is in a bit of, you know what? I hate how Goodreads has, like, a random paragraph of nonsense before they get to the description of the book. It's just, like, talking about Ruth Ware. Like, okay, I don't care, tell me about the book. Anyway, things with her boyfriend Nico, an aspiring actor, aren't going great when the opportunity arises for Nico to join the cast of a new reality TV show, The Perfect Couple. She decides to try out with him. A whirlwind audition process later, Layla finds herself whisked off to a tropical paradise with Nico, boating through the Indian Ocean towards Ever After Island, where the two of them will compete against 4 other couples: Bear and Angel, Dan and Santana, Joel and Romy, and Connor and Sienna, in order to win a cash prize. But not long after they arrive on the deserted island, things start to And that's pretty much it, which is so interesting. They had to forge an alliance to survive, but only one person can kill the king, so they're trying to like be like buddy buddy, but also kill this king. So there's kind of like deception there. Like, ooh, I want to read it. I saw Sarah Caroli read it and she DNF'd it, but it sounds fun. Like it sounds like a good time. I will say an honorable mention is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo that just came out April 9th. I guess not just, came out a month ago. And I really, really wanted to read that. I was so excited. I started it, DNF'd it. But I'll talk more about that in my monthly wrap up. But yeah, that one unfortunately didn't slay. And we hate to see it. We really do. Let's see what else we have to go through. Okay, then we have A Middle of the Night by Riley Sager, which I had never read a Riley Sager book. I just bought one. I think it was Lock Every Door. I haven't read it yet though, but this one is about I'll just read it to you, it's pretty short. When he was 10 years old, Ethan camped out in his backyard with his best friend Billy, only to awaken in the morning to find their tent slashed open and Billy gone. 13 years later, Ethan returns to his childhood home. Odd happenings force Ethan to re-examine what happened and lead him to a nearby forest where a clandestine group is studying a crumbling mansion. So that sounds good. I'm so sorry about my stomach. I literally must eat. But hey. Okay, we only have. I added some extra books because I saw them on Goodreads and I was like, oh, that's in my DBR too. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Five left. Jesus. Okay. So I also want to I don't like, it just seems interesting. I want to read Dominoes by Phoebe McIntosh. As a black girl who dates white men, it seems very interesting to read. It's about a mixed race British girl, so she's mixed. Obviously, I just said that. And she is dating this white guy. And she's engaged to marry him, but then she's like, wait, did your family enslave my family? And that's not funny, but it's real. Yeah, it's just like, what do you do if like your rich boyfriend your rich boyfriend's family made their money off of the backs of your ancestors? Do you get married? That's a question for the culture. But yeah, it seems interesting, so I want to read that one too. And then I have wanted to read Anniebot for so long. I think it came out in like February, January, no idea, but I've wanted to read Anniebot like 5 ever. She was created to be but it's by Sierra Greer. Okay, so she was bought. Okay, in this dystopian world, they have these robots that do things for you, so that you can. So Annie was created as a household robot, make dinner, clean the floor, wash the laundry, that stuff. But then one day, her owner is like, I think you should be a sex bot. So we follow Annie as she goes into being a sex robot for this man as a servant. And she kind of like not gains consciousness, but she like learns things as she's like, the longer she's turned on, I guess. Turned on like power switch. And it's very interesting. And then she starts being like, okay, like she starts like actually being cognizant and like understanding everything and learning about herself and like the world and the patriarchy and all that stuff. So it seems very, very, very interesting. And it's short. It's only like 200 something pages, so I really, really want to read it. But okay. Next book is The Husbands by Holly Gramazio. And this is about... Okay, I'll just read it to you. When Lauren returns home to her flat in London late one night, she is greeted at the door by her husband Michael. There's only one problem. She's not married. She's never seen this man before in her life, but according to her friends, her much improved decor and the photos on her phone, they've been together for years. As Lauren tries to puzzle out how she could be married to someone she can't remember meeting. Michael goes to the attic to change a light bulb and abruptly disappears. In his place, a new man emerges, in a new, slightly altered life reforms around her. Realizing that her attic is creating an infinite supply of husbands, Lauren confronts the question, if swapping lives is as easy as changing a light bulb, how do you know when you've taken the right path? When do you stop trying to do better and start actually living? So it sounds interesting. A lot of these books that I want to read are like book of the monthly picks, because that's where I get my recommendations from, because they always just have something fun over there going on. Okay, I think we have one more. Oh, no, we have two. So this one's highly anticipated. A lot of people love it. It already came out, I think, last month, but it's Wild Love by Elsie Silver. And I've never read a cowboy romance book. I'm not really a cowboy girl because I get scared of them calling me the N-word. Not saying that cowboys are racist. With the place that I grew up, I live in Ohio. There's a lot of cornfields, and usually once you get out to a certain point, you start seeing Confederate flags. That's all I'm saying. But I'm gonna try. Sorry, but I'm going to try I'm gonna try this book because it sounds good. Okay, here's the description. She's been driving him wild for years. The good kind of wild. The kind of wild that comes with wanting your best friend's little sister and knowing you can't have her. Forbes may have labeled Ford Grant the world's hottest billionaire, but all he cares about is escaping the press and opening a recording studio in gorgeous small town Rose Hill. Something that comes to a screeching halt when he ends up face to face with a young girl who claims he's her biological father. See, that's also why I'm reading it. I love shit like that. Now he spends his days balancing business with parenting a sullen 12-year-old, all while trying desperately to keep his hands the hell off his best friend's sister, Rose Belmont. Why did they say it like that? Try to keep his hands the hell off his best friend's sister. Okay. Sorry. After living in the city, Rosie came blasting back into town like a storm, beautiful, messy, and chaotic. And one wide-eyed, desperate plea for a job is all it takes for Ford to hire her. He vows to keep her at arm's length, tries to stick to scowls and grumpy one-liners, but with her verbal sparring is a type of foreplay, a friction that soon turns to blistering heat. Ford knows damn well he shouldn't cross this line, but shouldn't and can't are two very different things. That's so real. And the only thing he truly can't do, is resist her. Crazy shit. I want to read it. Okay, the last book that I want to read is called A Novel Love Story by Ashley Poston, the writer of The 7-Year Slip, and I still haven't read that book, but hey, whatever. This is a little short, little thing, so I'll just read it to you. On her way to our annual book club retreat, Eileen Merriweather's car. That's a crazy name. No offense if her name is Merriweather, but like okay, whatever. Eileen Merriweather's car breaks down, and she finds herself in the town of her favorite romance book series. Elloraton is exactly like she read, but the town seems trapped in the end of the author's last unfinished story. Eileen takes it upon herself to save the town, except a grumpy yet handsome bookstore owner she can't quite place doesn't want her to finish the book. Ooh, that's tea. And that one comes out on the 20th of June, so yes, that's all the books. Not all of them, but most of the books that I have been dying to read. So yeah, there's so many books. Like, I actually have 800 books on my TBR on Goodreads. Maybe I don't, but there's a lot of books. So those are the new releases that I'm into. So I hope you guys heard about something new from this video, and you have something new you want to read now, or you have recommendations for me. I'm into that too. If you have anything that you've